for listening to the Talk About Football podcast. This podcast is sponsored by the NFLWire.net. If you want to keep track with any NFL news during the week, they upload multiple articles a day about all the latest news around the NFL. We're also adding a podcast every Wednesday now, too. We'll be talking about fantasy football, some news that happened earlier in the week, and our Thursday night predictions. Hope you all can watch and enjoy the Wednesday podcast. I'm your host, JT. Alongside next to me is Chris.
What's going on, baby?
And let's get started with the results of the Thursday night game.
So, on the Thursday night game, it was the Giants at Patriots.
And the Patriots took care of the Giants.
Yep, we're both 1-0 on our Thursday night predictions. And you guys would know if we do a Thursday night predictions because our Wednesday podcast.
Make sure you guys are tuning in every Wednesday.
That Patriots defense looked really good. So did the Giants defense.
Hey, the Giants had to scoop and score.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was really nice.
But the Patriots had 4 takeaways, which was 3 picks and 1 fumble recovery, which was also returned for a touchdown.
Yeah, so positive for the Giants, but an L. So
Fat L.
So let's move on to this week's picks. First game, we got the Panthers at the Buccaneers in London. I got the Buccaneers beating the Panthers 21-10. Kyle Allen, I think he'll have a pretty good game. He's got to establish a run game with McCaffrey. And in the air, he's got to get to DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Greg Olsen. I think the defense is going to come up big this week with McCoy, especially Gerald McCoy, because the Bucs are missing some of that offensive front.
Yeah, they're missing DeMar Dotson and Alex Kappa, which is some of the big guys on that offensive line.
Look for McCoy to be coming off the outside, and look for the Panthers to bring a lot of blitzes this game because the Bucs are a little bit weaker this week up front. Kuechly, he's that head of that defense. I think he's been playing good, and he's going to continue to have a good game. On the other side of the ball, I think Jameis Winston and Godwin connect, though. I think Chris Godwin, he has a good game every week. Ronald Jones is going to get the majority of the carries in this game, in my opinion. I think Mike Evans comes up big, and I think you find Cameron Brate in the red zone, I think the Bucs will win by a point in London.
Yeah, I think what came down to me in my final score, which was 24-21 Panthers.
I disagree.
It's just the offensive line. And, the offensive line was pretty good. Alex Kappa took a really good job against Aaron Donald.
He did. Alex Kappa played well.
So did Ali Marpet. But Alex Kappa isn't there.
He's out.
And DeMar
Dotson's not there.
So you're bringing in 2 people on the practice squad or a backup and so on the practice squad. I think the Panthers on defense
are better right now.
And is going to
and I can see that.
It's going to win this game for them.
I can see that.
Just because it's 2 players. Shaq Barrett's going to have 2 sacks. It's
Shaq Barrett, he's always a threat.
Yeah, Shaq Barrett's going to have the 2 sacks. But it's going to come down to if the Bucs can stop him on defense. The Bucs can score on offense.
The Bucs can score on offense. I think, in my opinion,
running the ball for Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber is going to be hard because you don't have the right side of your offense.
It's going to be tough, and that's why I think Ronald Jones is going to get the majority of the carries.
Because kind of like the power back.
The power back. Yeah. I like him. I think the Bucs are going to go to the air a lot more than the run.
Mike Evans needs to get
targets. He really does.
0 catches.
He got last week 0 catches.
And how are you going to
Who was he up against? Was he up against Lattimore?
Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore shut him down last week.
I don't.
But, it's Winston's just so inconsistent.
But I think of Chris Godwin like Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju Smith-Schuster last year was fantastic. But look who's also on the team. Antonio Brown.
Exactly. So
Antonio Brown's going to get the double coverage. Mike Evans is getting the double coverage. So you're living one-on-one with Chris Godwin.
Right.
Chris Godwin should not be one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the matchup. So Jameis is doing fine going to where the matchup is. You don't want to throw the ball into double coverage.
No.
So Jameis is going right, but this is also Mike Evans has to learn to get open and learn how to get out of the double coverage.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
A lot of it is Mike Evans. Even though Mike Evans is a fantastic player, he needs to learn routes to run and how to
He's
get
still
out of the double
Mike
coverage.
Evans still has
But
little-
he's 25, so he has
he's a long time left in the league.
Yep.
Let's move to our next game. We got the Bengals at the Ravens. I have the Ravens beating the Bengals 24-10. I think Lamar Jackson is gonna have a great game, but I really like for the Ravens their secondary. I really like the Ravens defense.
And it sucks that Tony Jefferson tore his ACL, one of the starting safeties with him and Earl Thomas. It's very unfortunate for him to go down. But then you think on the side of that, you have Marlon Humphrey, who played outstanding.
He played great.
And Earl Thomas played outstanding as well. So you have some players they're going to fill in the role just fine.
Right. And on the other side of the ball, Andy Dalton and the Bengals just been a complete
Andy
disappointment.
Dalton is a superstar at quarterback, my man.
Listen, man, I don't have any words for this Bengals team. I just this week's not going to be their first win.
There could be there's going to be two teams that come out of this week still with 0 wins.
0 wins.
The Bengals and the Redskins will both have 0 wins.
I think the Redskins will get their first win, and the Dolphins.
I do not think, but we're
get
coming
to
up
that.
on that.
We'll get to that. Next game, we got the Seahawks at the Browns.
Oh, wait. My Bengals and Ravens prediction was Ravens 31, Bengals 14. Go on.
My bad.
You're fine.
Let's go to the Seahawks at the Browns. I got the Seahawks winning by a field goal, 17-14. Russell Wilson has been playing great. I mean, Tyler Lockett with the long ball downfield, been connecting great. I mean, that defense has been playing pretty well. The Seahawks are in my opinion, a real threat in the NFC. I have them beating the Browns 17-14.
Seahawks 28, Browns 13. And I was very generous to even give them 13 points.
Yeah.
Because I gave them a lot more points last week against the 49ers.
No, the only reason my score is close and lower is because they're in Cleveland. So that's a reason.
I don't care if they're playing in Africa. Like this Browns team said that they were going to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
At the start of the season. They have 2 wins.
Yeah.
They will still have 2 wins by the end of this week.
They will. The Seahawks are gonna.
The Browns are trash.
And
They've been trash since I've known the Browns and since I've been alive.
Yeah.
And they will still be trash.
Yeah. No. The Seahawks. This is a game the Seahawks really need to take advantage of.
Even though Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward are back, it doesn't matter.
No.
You know who's calling the plays for the offense? My boy, frickin' Freddie frickin' Kitchens is calling the plays for the offense. He is a terrible offense. You're running 11 personnel when you should be running the ball with Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is the best player on that offense. I'm sorry.
100%.
OBJ is a great player. But you know who's throwing the ball to him? Baker Mayfield, who is not having a good time in the offensive line. The offensive line is trash.
That offensive line is...
So the offensive line is going from Baker's... taking away from Baker's success, which is taken away from the receiver success. But Nick Chubb, for some reason, is still running extremely well behind that offensive line. So if you just give him the ball, and that will open up the passing game. Freddie Kitchens is doing the opposite way. Maybe if I throw the ball so much, it will open up the running game. It's vice versa. You run the ball, you pound the ball, and then that opens up the passing game.
Did you see last week on how the 49ers defense dominated the Browns offense?
Absolutely dominated.
3 points in a football game?
But against an offense that has Baker Mayfield, OBJ, and Jarvis Landry, and Chubb. You know, you have so many weapons.
They do. They just don't utilize it. Freddie Kitchens is...
Because he's trash. Like, he's terrible. Freddie Kitchens is awful. Like, he is awful.
Freddie Kitchens is not a good football coach. Not. He's just not. And the Seahawks win this game.
By a landslide, they win this game.
Let's move to the Saints at the Jags. I got the Saints winning 24-16. Teddy Bridgewater played great last week against the Bucs, and Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is a beast on that offense. The defense from the Saints coming off a good week. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore shut down Mike Evans like we talked about. And they did a great job on Mike Evans. Mike Evans didn't get any catches last week. I think that defense bounces back this week and gets another win. The Saints are going to be 5-1. They're going to beat the Jags 24-16.
Saints will come back on top, 31-24.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater is undefeated as the Saints starting quarterback. He's undefeated right now. And will stay
Good enough
undefeated.
to be a starter for other teams. A lot of other teams.
Name a team, they'll probably
100%.
take him.
I really like that guy. Throws with 2 gloves.
Yes.
Throws with a glove. Don't understand that, but hey, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done.
The legend himself, Gardner Minshew, will take a loss this week, and this is this is one of the only teams I'll ever bet against him with, because the Saints are so good.
Yeah.
Saints are fantastic.
How do you think the Saints can get to the Super Bowl this year?
I think their defense is legit. If they could somehow get like a Patrick Peterson, or like Jalen Ramsey,
they can
get rid of Eli Apple.
Yeah, if they can get a strong player in the
maybe
secondary,
we're talking about like
in the secondary.
Maybe we're talking about defense will carry them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Just something to think about. Just something to put in your mind.
But that offense right now, like I can't say anything. They're 4-1 right now.
100%.
They're rolling, and they're gonna be 5-1 after they ended this week. I think Jags scored 24 points, but the Saints scored 34.
16.
So you know, I think the Jags get rolling in the beginning. You know, Gardner Minshew's gonna hit DJ Chark a bunch, and then he's gonna just
DJ Chark's a great receiver.
Yeah, you know, he's me hitting DJ Chark like usual, as he does. But it's going to come down to the run game with Alvin Kamara versus Leonard Fournette. Yeah. And I think Alvin Kamara has a pretty good day.
Alvin Kamara, he's a beast, too. I mean, have you seen his balance? He just bounces off hits.
Yeah.
Just bounce.
And he's not, like, on TV, he doesn't even look that big. Like,
he doesn't
look like a
But you seen him in person?
It's a whole different
Monster.
story.
All right, let's move on. We got the Texans at the Chiefs. This is my favorite game of the week.
Yeah.
100%. I like the Chiefs in this game, 20-17. First of all, they're at Arrowhead. I say this every week when the Chiefs are playing at home. Loudest stadium in the NFL. Mahomes and that offense get going, especially with their crowd behind them. I just don't see the Texans winning this one. I have 20-17 Chiefs. I think the Texans give them a good fight, though. You know, I think Watson and D-Hop and those guys on the offense, I think they're going to give the Chiefs a good fight. I actually think that the Texans will have the lead going into halftime.
That's a bold prediction, too, though.
But I think the Chiefs just come on top. I think they overpower the Texans in this one.
So a little fun fact. The Texans put up 53 points last week.
They did. You're right. You're absolutely correct.
The defense gave up 32 points, though.
They did. That's what I'm worried about with that defense is going into Kansas City.
And you're playing against Patrick Mahomes.
It's going to be cold.
But again, you're playing against Patrick Mahomes.
You are. And that's the thing. Your defense has to be perfect. Close to perfect.
Matt Ryan, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has been doing stuff with receivers that no one been know. Demarcus Robinson. Who knew who he was before this season?
Nobody.
He's been doing stuff with receivers. Tyreek Hill was really a nobody before Patrick Mahomes got him in his arsenal and figured out what this guy can really do.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill was only doing punts and kick returns.
Yeah.
And then turned into a superstar
He's now
receiver.
A superstar Pro Bowler.
Yeah, with Patrick Mahomes. So, Chiefs win this one 31-24, but the Chiefs will be leading the entire game.
You think so? I mean,
I'm giving a 7-point difference, but the Chiefs will be leading this entire game.
All right, we'll see.
Now, my favorite game of the week,
geez.
The Redskins at Dolphins.
The battle of the two worst teams, pretty much two worst teams in the National Football League.
And I'm going to start with this. The Dolphins will get their first win.
No way.
24-17.
No
Miami
way.
Dolphins will get their first win. You just fired your head coach. You have an offensive line coach coming in and filling that role of the head coach. Nope. Dolphins got the first win.
We'll see.
24-17.
I have the Redskins winning 20-14.
Case Keenum gets the start. I don't care.
Case Keenum gets a start. Josh Rosen blows. He's bad. He's terrible.
So is Case Keenum. Dwayne Haskins.
Case Keenum is better than Josh Rosen.
And again, Rosen's younger, can use his legs, utilize a little bit more. But I think...
Utilized what in the first 4 weeks? Nothing. The Dolphins are not going to win, Chris. They're not going to beat the Redskins.
The Dolphins will have a win by the end of the Sunday.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Not a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Not a chance.
See, and this is...
I can't wait to talk about this next week.
This isn't even my sleeper prediction. Like, the Redskins are going to lose.
No.
Like...
Nope.
The Redskins are terribly bad.
And the Dolphins are terribly bad, too.
Yeah, but I think the Dolphins are... Okay, who would you rather have your coach? Do I even have to say the Redskins' coach name?
No, you don't.
Bill Callahan?
Listen, I understand.
Or Brian Flores. Brian Flores won a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah? And what's he doing this year? What's he doing this year? Have they won yet?
They're going to win Sunday.
No, they're not. You're crazy.
Bill Callahan. Do you know who Bill Callahan is?
Miami's going 0-16.
Do you know who Bill Callahan is?
Now I know who he is. Jeez. All right, we'll see.
He took John Gruden's spot in...
Jay Gruden.
No, John Gruden.
John Gruden?
He took John Gruden's spot when Bill Callahan took John Gruden's spot in Oakland. Which is a fun story. He's taken both of the Gruden brothers' starting job at coach.
Yeah, that's a big story right there. Next game, let's go to the Eagles at the Vikings. I have the Vikings winning 28-21 over the Eagles.
I have 24-21. I believe in the leg in this game.
I believe in the leg, too. I was just going to say that. I like the leg. That's my saying, the leg.
I like the leg in this game, not going to lie. But Kirk Cousins threw for 300 passing yards. Dalvin Cook ran for 100 passing yards.
That's what I'm saying.
Mike Zimmer, you can run the ball and you can pass the ball. You don't have to be one-dimensional. Yeah. Mike Zimmer, you can throw it.
You saw what they did with the Giants last week.
It's okay. You can throw the ball.
Yeah, Mike Zimmer, he needs to use all his options, everything he's got. Read option,
Mike Zimmer, I understand you like to run the ball, and I understand you
play
like to
action pass.
Yes, I understand you like to run the ball and power run it. I get it. And you have Dalvin Cook, who's one of the best running backs in the league. But you have Adam Thielen, you have Kyle Rudolph, Stephon Diggs, Irv Smith. You have weapons.
They have
Use
everything.
them.
How far do you think they'll go in the playoffs?
Nowhere, because Mike Zimmer's terrible.
Yeah.
If Mike Zimmer keeps the way that he's going, they won't get anywhere.
They won't get anywhere. You're right. He doesn't use his weapons like he needs to. No, he has such a good team there. It's just a shame to see
it's awful.
It's
Falcons at Cardinals. Who do you have winning this game?
Falcons at the Cardinals. I have the Falcons winning 16-14 by a winning field goal.
Oh, you believe in the leg in this game?
I do believe in the leg. I think it's going to be Cardinals 14-13 going down. Matt Bryant, the vet, kicks a winning field goal for the Falcons.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Listen, I'm giving Julio and Matt Ryan and Mohamed Sanu, all these guys, I'm giving them a chance this week. I'm giving them a chance up against that defense of Arizona. You're over there shaking your head like the Cardinals are going to beat the Falcons.
And they will.
No, they're not.
Do you know what the Cardinals did last week?
Yes, I know. I'm very aware of what the Cardinals
got
did
a
last
win.
week. Yeah, they did get a win. Yeah.
Do you know what the Falcons didn't do last week?
They lost.
Exactly. They didn't
bounce back for the Falcons, bounce down for the Cardinals.
but here's my thing. Cardinals 28, Falcons 24. Kyler Murray is playing at a very high level right now. He is playing great.
Yeah,
Playing some great football.
I can give him that.
But that defense in Arizona is not looking too good.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're not stopping Julio and Matt Ryan. No,
Falcons,
no, you have nothing else to say.
Falcons. When Muhammad Sanu has 29 receptions right now and is leading your team, we have a problem. If Muhammad Sanu is leading your team in receptions when you have Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley,
I can agree with that. I can
and
agree with that, but I'm talking about the weapons the Falcons have that they can utilize against that defense of the Cardinals.
But you're talking about utilizing them. I'm talking about what's happening right now is not utilizing them.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
not utilizing them.
No, I know.
And Kyler Murray is utilizing the weapons that he has. Max Williams, Larry Fitzgerald, David Johnson, utilizing the weapons that he's given. With Christian Kirk even being out last week, who is a number 2 receiver, they won. The Cardinals will get this win over the Falcons.
No, they won't.
The Falcons haven't won since week 2. I've been betting with them ever since. And I'm gonna go against them this week,
No.
and it's gonna make me feel good inside that I know I betted against them, and they will lose. I'm so glad that I can come back on the show Wednesday and tell you that the Falcons.
No, Wednesday the Falcons have won a football game.
I don't agree with that statement
All right,
at all.
I don't agree with you either. Let's go with the 49ers at the Rams. Listen, this game is going to be amazing.
This game could be awesome.
This game will be awesome.
I'm very excited for this game.
I'm very excited for this game too. I do though. I don't know. I have the Rams winning. This was such a hard game to pick.
Ooh.
I have the Rams
okay.
winning. The 49ers are 4-0. Can they get to 5? They very well might be able to. Listen, at Rams, is my big thing. In Los Angeles, this is a huge division game. Big division matchup here. Jared Goff, and I think he's gonna have a good game. I like Todd Gurley.
He needs to have a good game.
He is. Todd Gurley pounding it on that defense. That defense for that 49ers, look out. And that secondary has been guarding the hell out of some of these receivers they've been facing, like the Browns last week. 3 points on the board. It should be a great game.
When Richard Sherman's only giving up 2 receptions to OBJ.
Oh.
And one of the receptions was against zone, which wasn't even really his zone. So if I'm really saying it, Richard Sherman only gave up one reception.
So who do you match up Sherman with? Woods this week?
I'm Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp has been the number 1 there. Brandon
Yeah.
Cooks has been the number 3. He's the deep threat. But if I'm Richard Sherman, I got to go. But Robert Woods is really good too.
That's what I was saying about Robert Woods.
But Cooper Kupp is the number 1.
Okay,
Cooper Kupp is the number
against
1.
Richard Sherman should be a great game. I'm excited for this game. I
And
have the
49ers.
I have the Rams winning by a touchdown.
The Niners won by a touchdown, 28-21.
So we both got different opinions.
Bro,
it's going to be fun watching football tomorrow.
Defensive line. Nick Bosa's a
baller.
DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, and D4.
They're stacked on that defensive
That
front.
D line is nasty.
That's
that offensive line for the Rams have been mediocre. I put that in my notes. Mediocre.
Yep.
I am excited for this 49ers team.
I'm excited for the 49ers team, too. Me too. I really like this team. I like what Shanahan's been doing. Just this game, I have the Rams winning.
Just knowing that the Rams gave up 50 points to the Bucks, and this team's better. The 49ers are better than the Bucks.
Yeah, they are.
So,
100%.
So knowing that they gave up...
But the Rams are a good enough team to not let that happen again.
Yes, they are, but you're also
at home.
But you're also missing Aqib Talib and Clay Matthews.
You are missing Aqib Talib. That's a key.
Some of the big key players on that
secondary
field won't be there.
Yeah.
So I gotta go with the 49ers here.
All right, we'll see. So we're debating a lot this week, and we have a lot of mixed predictions. Next game, we got the Titans at the Broncos. Broncos aren't going to get their first win. The Titans are going to...
Broncos won last week against the Chargers.
Oh, they did, my bad. The Titans are going to win 17-14. Sorry, they're not going to get their second win.
Titans are going to win 21-17.
Phillip Rivers, how do you think... what do you think about him this year so far?
What game are we talking about again?
Any game. I'm talking about so far this year.
So just Phillip Rivers in general?
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, he looked really good in the first 3 weeks.
He did.
But then people started double teaming Keenan Allen again,
And he has
has not been looking good at all.
meaning both. Phillip Rivers looks good when he's passing the ball to Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
He's throwing the ball to anyone else. He's
Been looking like booty.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Phillip Rivers has not been looking very good in the last back half of the season,
Yeah.
and will continue not to look good in the back half of the season.
And the Broncos really gave it to Phillip Rivers last week.
The Broncos,
Who lost Bradley Chubb. That D-line was getting to Phillip Rivers last week.
Yeah.
so knowing that,
And the Titans even have a better... and the Titans have...
Exactly.
my fault.
The Titans have a good D-line. The Broncos' offensive line, all right. Nothing special. I feel like Flacco's me running for his life back there. Philip Lindsay is gonna have a game. Is gonna need to open up the passing game,
Yeah.
and so is
For
Royce
sure.
Freeman. But Titans are gonna come out the
Titans
winner
are
here,
gonna
21-17.
And it's snowing in Denver. That could be a factor.
Bro, did you see the snow?
Oh, it's nuts.
It looks like we're in freaking January right
And
now.
I know.
And
It's
it's October.
that is insane.
It's mid-October.
That is insane. All right, and let's move on. We got the Cowboys at the Jets. Sam Darnold returns
Mono Boy is
after
back.
the kissing disease. But I still got the Cowboys winning 30-14.
I have 31-17.
Okay.
Just knowing
Dak,
Dak-
Zeke.
Dak, I mean, the defense gave up 4 touchdowns to a running back.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones had
The-
4
The
touchdowns last week.
Packers destroyed the Cowboys.
That scares me for Dallas in general in that defense.
Oh, it does.
Who is going to be covering that running
Could
back?
that be a playoff matchup? The Cowboys and the Packers?
Oh, that would 100% be a
I think so too. An NFC playoff matchup.
But we have the Jets.
Aaron Jones.
But then this would give Le'Veon Bell, who is better than Aaron Jones.
Yes.
So how do you? And again, I only have the Jets scoring 17 points.
I have the Jets scoring 14.
But I
2
think
touchdowns
Le'Veon
with
Bell this
Bell.
week is going to be nasty.
I think
And
so
if you
too.
have Bell this week, I know he's in fantasy. He's been all right.
Nothing stellar,
Right.
nothing like you thought he would be when you're picking him up in the 7th to 8th pick in the draft.
I understand he's not been doing that stats, but this week is when he could definitely get back on track with Sam Darnold coming
Yeah,
back.
because listen, Sam Darnold coming back, I think that gives the team, the locker room, just a little bit more confidence.
Well,
That you got
and-
your
and-
starting
yeah.
quarterback back.
There you go.
You got your guy who's most used to all the play calls and everything. So I think
When you have a backup quarterback in, what does a team usually do?
not even a backup, a third string.
Okay, but what does a team usually do when they have a backup or a third string? They run the
They
ball.
run the ball because they
so
don't.
Le'Veon Bell was getting 8 in the box put against him.
Now does he go to the air a little bit with Darnold back?
Now you have to play the offense balanced.
Yeah.
Now you can't have 8 in the box or 9 in the box anymore.
No,
You're gonna have to put your safeties back there and go play zone or man.
you're gonna have to play man coverage.
So now Le'Veon Bell is gonna get some handoffs. Now he can actually break some.
He can
runs.
break some runs. He can get some 10, 15, 20, even 20-yard carries. Maybe we'll see.
So I'm very excited.
I'm
for
excited to
some Le'Veon Bell
see
owners.
Le'Veon
Again,
Bell. Me too.
I tried to trade for Le'Veon Bell this week in fantasy. It didn't work.
Didn't work.
But
No.
I was very excited. I'm very excited for Le'Veon Bell this week. With Dallas giving up 4 touchdowns and the upside now with Sam Darnold back, Le'Veon Bell's upside can be massive right now.
Yeah. Let's move on to the Steelers at the Chargers. This is the Sunday night football game. I have
Terrible game.
terrible game.
What's going on? Like Thursday night football.
Why are they the primetime games? Why are the primetime games so bad? Lately.
Like Giants at Patriots. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Giants fan, but that wasn't a good Thursday night game.
No.
49ers and Browns at the beginning of the season when the Browns had all the hype. That was a good game.
Yep.
Give you that. But the Steelers and Bengals last week. What kind of freaking game is that? No one wants to watch that game.
Exactly. So
In this primetime game, Steelers at Chargers. Who you got this week?
I got the Chargers beating the Steelers 24-13. But listen, 1 point. They schedule primetime games in a year's advance. So I think a lot of people were thinking the Steelers this year was going to be a breakout year with Ben before he got injured.
Yeah.
They scheduled all these primetime games for Pittsburgh, and he's out. So keep that in mind. I think that's a big reason why you're going to keep seeing the Steelers put Ben's out. So anyway, back to the game. I got the Chargers winning 24-13. I think Phillip Rivers, I think like you talked about earlier, okay to start, mediocre now. But the Steelers are just so banged up, especially on defense. On defense too. They won't be able to win.
I have Chargers winning 24-10. Steelers have a third-string quarterback coming in.
Yeah. After Mason Rudolph gets clapped.
Yeah. Now you have the Steelers' backup running back hurt. So James Conner is going to be taking all the carries.
James Conner is going to get every single carry.
Which isn't good. Because James Conner is not that talented.
No. No. No way.
Because Jalen Samuels is out for a month with a minor knee procedure. So he had knee surgery. He's out for a month.
Yeah.
The
Steelers are just
we went over that
the Steelers
Wednesday.
are just banged up. Banged up.
Yeah, and we went over more in depth on the Wednesday podcast.
Yeah.
So if you want to know about Jalen Samuels, just go to the Wednesday
tune
podcast.
into the Wednesday podcast.
But Melvin Gordon, I think, is going to have 20 carries. They're going to be up the entire game. Which when you're up, you're going to run the ball. Melvin Gordon's going to get 20.
I really like
carries.
Melvin Gordon running the ball.
Again, but last week he had 11 carries for 30, a little bit over 30 yards. So he got a decent amount of carries.
Yeah.
And didn't do anything with
Didn't
it.
do much. I think he'll be able to bounce back, though.
Again, I think the same way.
Because, like I said, we go back to the Steelers being banged up.
I understand T.J. Watt's on that defensive line, but again, I don't think he's going to do much.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to just
not.
easily win this game, my personal opinion.
Our last game is Monday night. Lions at
this game
the
is
Packers.
low key a sleeper. It's
No.
a really nice game.
Yeah.
Low key's a really nice game.
Yeah, I think this will be a high scoring game. I do have the Pack winning 35-21.
Ooh, you're going really big.
I'm going really big with
a 14-point difference.
Just based on that game against Dallas, based on how they played against Dallas. Why not again? Aaron Rodgers is on fire.
Aaron Jones is on fire.
Aaron Jones is on fire.
That defense looking
He got
nice.
how many touchdowns did he get?
4.
4 rushing touchdowns.
I can't say anything to a guy that gets 4 touchdowns.
100%.
But I have Packers winning 27-24.
Ooh, field goal.
Believe in the leg, I said.
Believe in the leg, yep. I believe in the touchdown in this game. You believe in the leg.
If you told me at the beginning of this season, knowing that this game was already on the schedule, the Packers versus Lions, Monday Night Football, if you would have told me the Lions actually have some sort of chance, I would have looked at you and said, "You're freaking crazy."
Oh, 100%.
But
the Lions, dude, the Lions are a great story.
Matt Patricia has been balling out. He's been looking great. Guy. And you know what? People didn't know how good the Lions really were until that game against the Chiefs.
Oh, exactly. No, I love that guy.
Defense came out and played fantastic.
I like the Lions. Chris, maybe an NFC wild card. Is it possible?
It's definitely possible.
It's still really early, but
the Lions are to prove, but they definitely have talent.
Yeah.
They have talent and they have heart. They've been playing fantastic.
Yeah, the Lions have been playing great. That's going to do it for our picks for this week. We're going to see what happens. We'll tell you the results on our Wednesday podcast. Let's move on to the Week 6 injury report. Chris?
So we're going to start with the 49ers at Rams, and they are really banged up.
They are.
They're banged up.
Yep.
You know, on Friday, George Kittle came on the injury report as questionable with a groin injury, but then you have Kyle Juszczyk, then you have Joe Stanley, Mike Gaglinchi, and then you have Akee Witherspoon, all ruled out.
Oof.
You know, so they're looking really banged up on offense, even with Witherspoon out on defense.
Yeah. So on the Rams side, you got the linebacker Clay Matthews. His jaw is still injured.
Bro, he broke that bad
He
boy.
broke his jaw. Cornerback Aqib Talib, big loss. Out with a rib injury. He won't play this week. Running back Todd Gurley, quad. He's likely to miss the game, as well as after being listed as doubtful. That's going to be big.
So he's not ruled out yet.
Not
but
ruled
he's
out
most
yet.
Likely yet.
He needs to play in this game.
Yeah, if they want, yeah, just having Todd Gurley back there instead of like a
The 49ers defense is just too good
yeah.
for them to not have Gurley.
So your game in London, we have the Panthers at Bucks, and the Panthers are just banged up. To every team in the middle of the year is pretty banged up.
Yeah.
You know, there's some minor procedures.
Don't
and minor
think it's
injuries.
anything major that it's going to affect Carolina. I really don't.
You know, you have your
Besides Cam Newton, but
yeah, you have your rookie, Greg Little concussion, who's on their offensive line. Linebacker Christian Miller ankle, Cam Newton foot, Trey Turner, another person on the offensive line, are all out, and they didn't even travel with the team. But
that's not good.
But then you have some players who are questionable.
Yeah,
who
so
are
there's
two-
still hope for those guys to play. We'll find
Three-
out 90 minutes before that football
And,
game.
you know, the three starters on defense, Dante Jackson, Eric Reed,
Yep.
and Shaq Thompson
Mm-hmm.
are all questionable.
Yeah.
Those are three big names on that defense, all starters.
Right.
So they don't show. The Bucks could have a couple points put on their heads.
Yeah. On the Bucks side, you got guard Alex Kappa, forearm injury. Linebacker Jack Sichi, elbow injury. Tackle DeMar Dotson, hamstring injury, which is going to be big, like we talked about, that offensive front. Wide receiver Rashad Perriman, hamstring injury. He didn't travel to London with the Bucks this week. Word on linebacker Shaq Barrett oblique injury. Safety Mike Edwards is the hamstring. Running back TJ Logan ankle, and we'll wait until Sunday after they were listed as questionable.
So Bucks are missing a few of their starting pieces.
They are.
And Alex Kappa, DeMar
Rashad
Dotson,
Perriman.
and Rashad Perriman are them three didn't even travel with the team to London.
Yep, that's
And then Shaq Barrett is questionable with an oblique. So
Shaq Barrett needs to play in this football game.
and you know he's gonna be in pain all the rest of the
Yeah.
season because oblique doesn't heal up in 2 to 3
No,
weeks.
Blake
We'll
is
stay with him
will
for the rest
stay
of the
with
season.
you for the rest of the year. That's a good point.
So let's see how big of a man he really is, and he's gonna play
We'll
with it
see.
because oblique's gonna stay with you as long. It doesn't matter who you are and how your body type is. If you have an oblique injury, it's gonna stay with you.
Yeah.
But you can play through it, and let's see if he does play through it.
We'll see. Moving on, Chris.
Bengals at Ravens. I don't care. Bengals missing their left tackle Corey Glenn with a concussion,
Ooh,
and Andre Smith
ouch.
with an ankle. Both are out.
AJ Green, he's back at practice, right?
He was back at practice, but will not play this week with the 6th straight game.
Jeez.
And then you have Carlos Dunlap with a knee injury. Kerry Wynn with a concussion. Are all ruled out as well. But then you have safety Sean Williams. It's listed questionable. At least you only have one listed
Yeah, at least you
questionable.
have one listed
But then
questionable.
you're missing 2 of your starting offensive linemen, missing your star wide receiver, and you're missing missing 2 big pieces.
It's
on
just
your
a
D-line.
it's just a downhill spiral so far.
And you're versing the Ravens,
Bengals.
who's gonna run the ball.
On the Ravens side, you got tight end Mark Andrews. He's out. He's with the shoulder injury. Wide receiver Marquise Brown, ankle injury, and linebacker Patrick Onwuasor with an ankle injury, and they're questionable. They're all questionable for the Ravens. Cornerback Jimmy Smith with a knee injury. He's been ruled out. So those guys up top are questionable, and Jimmy Smith is out. Chris.
Another big part of their defense is Jimmy Smith ruled out, not playing. It's unfortunate, but
Yeah,
let's see what's going on.
we'll see. Next game, we got the Seahawks at the Browns. The Seahawks are hurting on the offensive line after listing tackle Dwayne Brown, biceps injury, and guard DJ Fluker with a hamstring injury, and they're both doubtful for Sunday.
And doubtful's not looking good.
And that's not looking too well. Running back Rashad Penny, hamstring injury, and center Ethan Pochich is out with a back injury. Make up the questionable group. Those guys make up the questionable group.
You know, the Browns have some hope right now with their two starting cornerbacks, like we already talked about, Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams.
Yeah,
Both of the hamstring injuries, both in the last 3 games, but they are questionable. They're more
they
off.
have to, Chris. They have to play in this football game.
You know, they're both on the questionable side, but they've been limited in practice all week, so they're probably going to play.
Yeah.
And then Kendall Lamb, their tackle, knee injury is also listed as questionable. So let's see what's going to go with the Browns. I think the star cornerbacks will both play, in my personal opinion.
Hopefully.
So the Saints at Jags, we have Alvin Kamara, who is his first time making the injury report this year, and he has an ankle injury, but he's only questionable. And
he'll probably play.
But he missed practice on Friday, which is big.
That's big.
Which is
Practice
big.
on Fridays, what, the most important?
Yes, it is.
Well, most important day before a game.
And of course,
Right.
you know, Drew Brees is still ruled out with a thumb injury. He'll be back around week 8, as we know.
Yep.
Defensive end, Trey Hendricks with a neck injury. Wide receiver, Traquan Smith with an ankle injury. All 3 of those boys have been ruled out.
So not good for the Saints on that side. The Jag side, cornerback Jalen Ramsey back is injured, and he's questionable after missing the last 2 games. He has to play in this game. He has to.
Against the Saints?
Against the Saints, he has to.
He's going to be shadowing Michael Thomas the entire time,
Yeah.
and he doesn't show up. You have A.J. Boye, but then who's going to cover Ted Ginn?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to be weak if you
Yeah.
can't play. Defensive end Laurenti McCray is out with an oblique. He's also questionable. And tight end Josh Oliver with a hamstring injury will not play.
Man, so you have another person with an oblique. It's questionable. And Josh Oliver, isn't that James O'Shaughnessy's backup?
Yeah, it is. That's O'Shaughnessy's back.
So you have a third string tight end. Dang, man.
Yeah, not good.
So our next game we have the Texans at Chiefs.
The Texans ruled out center Greg Manez with a concussion. They're holding out hope for running back Tawan Jones because he's battling a hip injury. Cornerback Jonathan Joseph, hamstring injury, and wide receiver Kenny Stills also with a hamstring injury after listing them as questionable. So for the Texans, they're playing the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Those guys gotta play.
Yeah, so on the Chiefs side of the ball, you have the wide receiver Tyreek Hill, shoulder, game time decision. You know, let's see what's going on there. Linebacker Anthony Hitchens with the groin is listed as questionable. Tackle Eric Fisher, groin. Defensive tackle Chris Jones, groin. And have all been ruled out. Them 2 have been ruled out. Wide receiver Sammy Watkins, hamstring.
No, that's not good.
Is doubtful.
Doubtful. That is not good.
So you may Tyreek Hill, game time decision. Sammy Watkins, doubtful.
Can you imagine both those guys out for the game?
But it's Patrick Mahomes.
It is.
So
It is. That's why.
he's gonna be making throws, but the Texans may have a good chance if both those starting wide receivers miss.
Right. The Redskins at the Dolphins. Washington will play without tight end Vernon Davis with a concussion. Safety, DeShazier Everett with an ankle injury. Linebacker Josh Harvey Clemens with a hamstring injury. And guard Wes Martin, his chest. And tight end Jordan Reed with a concussion in Miami. Tackle Donald Penn, hamstring injury, and he's considered questionable for Sunday.
So Washington missing 2 of their starting tight ends.
Yeah.
But then on the Dolphins side of the ball, you have Kalen Ballage, Jesse Davis, Jakeem Grant, Trent Harris, Xavier Howard, Rashad Jones, Bobby McCain, Albert Wilson
Jeez, they
are
are
all questionable.
They are banged
but
up.
no one's ruled out. They're all questionable. But no one is ruled out.
So that'll be a factor 90 minutes before that game tomorrow.
Yes, sir. So, and then we're going to be going right to the next game, which is the Eagles at Vikings.
Good game here.
Yeah, I think this will be one of the better games.
Yeah, it'll be one of the better games of the week.
And so, but Eagles are still be missing their starting cornerback Ronald Darby with a hamstring injury, Deshaun Jackson with an abdomen, Timmy Jernigan with a foot, Avante Maddox with a concussion, and Darren Sproles with a quadricep on Sunday. So no one's questionable for them, but they're missing a lot.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty banged up. The Vikings linebacker Ben Gedding with a concussion, he's out. Guard Josh Klein with a foot injury have been ruled out. So both those guys are out. Linebacker Kentrell Brothers, hamstring and wrist, and is listed questionable.
Yeah, so Falcon, and so, Eagles at Vikings, it's going to be some players that are missing on both
Some
sides
players
of the
that
ball.
are missing. It'd still be a good football game, though.
Yeah. So we have the Falcons at Cardinals, and JT, who's missing for the Falcons side of the ball?
On the Falcons side of the ball, cornerback Desmond Trufant with a toe injury. Punter Matt Will, his right quadricep, and cornerback Blitty Ray Wilson. That's a tough one to say. He's out with a groin, and those are all ruled out for the Falcons. So not good for the Falcons.
Yes, and the Cardinals have ruled out linebacker Ezekiel Turner with a hamstring and Charles Washington with a shoulder. Defensive end Zach Allen, Demario Byrd, David Johnson, Christian Kirk, Andy Lee,
Wow.
Hassan Reddick,
The
Terrell
Cardinals
Suggs,
are banged
Trevor Williams
up.
have all been listed
Yeah,
questionable.
the Cardinals are really banged up. You have the Cardinals winning this football game. I
do.
I can't see why. Don't know
Questionable. They're questionable.
how.
Not ruled out.
They are,
questionable.
but still, I'm not sold on that
I
prediction
am.
by you.
I am.
Next game we got the Titans at the Broncos in the snow. Okay, in what are we? October.
October 12th.
Yeah,
today,
in the snow. The Titans ruled out linebackers Sheriff Finch. He's got a shoulder injury, and Cameron Wake with a hamstring
Cameron Wake's
injury.
not playing. Oh, that's
Cameron
big.
Wake is not. Cornerback Chris Milton with a calf injury, and running back Rod Smith with a groin injury are listed as questionable.
Wow. So Bryce Callahan with the foot is out again for the Broncos.
Ooh.
DeJuan James with a knee and Trey Marshall both with a lower leg are both listed questionable.
So not too many for the Broncos.
But the Broncos are still trash.
Yeah, they're just not a very good football team.
So the next game we have the Cowboys at Jets, and the Cowboys listed Ronald Cobb, hip, back, questionable, Lil Collins, knee, and Tyrone Smith, all as questionable. But Jerry Jones came out and said in the middle of this week that
One of the tackles should play.
and what I'm going with is Tyrone Smith, who missed last week. I think he should be coming back this week and playing.
Right. So for the Jets, defensive end Henry Anderson with a shoulder injury. Running back Trenton Cannon, foot and ankle injury. Linebacker C.J. Mosley with a groin. C.J. Mosley, ooh, it's not good for his groin right there. And guard Kalichi Osemele is out with a shoulder, knee, and illness. Wow.
My boy injured out here.
Set to miss. Those guys are set to miss the game after being listed as doubtful by the Jets. Wide receiver Josh Bellamy with the shoulder, cornerback Nate Hairston with a knee injury, linebacker Jordan Jenkins calf injury, and wide receiver Demarius Thomas hamstring injury and knee are listed as questionable.
Team looking really banged up.
Yeah.
In New York.
Yep. Moving on. Steelers at the Chargers. Linebacker Mark Barron, hamstring injury. Running back Roosevelt Nix with a knee injury on the Steelers side. Quarterback Mason Rudolph with a concussion. We all know he got boomed. Running back Jalen Samuels, knee injury. And wide receiver James Washington with a shoulder injury. All are out for the Steelers. Cornerback Steven Nelson with the groin drew a questionable tag.
So the Chargers are... No one's out, but they have some
Just
doubtful...
some doubtful and questionable guys.
Yep. So we have rookie safety Najee Adderley, hamstring. Kicker Michael, is it Bragley?
Bragley.
Groin. Running back Justin Jackson with a
Bagley.
calf are listed as doubtful. But tight end Hunter Henry with a knee and defensive end Melvin Ingram with a hamstring are questionable.
Ooh.
And Hunter Henry's been out for a while, so him as questionable could be...
So, yes,
could be
they're
big.
going up against a banged-up Steelers football team, but how bad do those guys need to get in? How bad do those guys need to play?
Well, Hunter Henry and Melvin Ingram?
Yeah.
Every week.
Yep. Every week.
You know those guys every single week.
Right. And I just got, right before we wrap it up, just got a few quick points on the news side. Pat Mahomes, his ankle's feeling better this week.
That's good. That's really good.
But he says not great, not 100%. So let's watch for that. Let's watch to see if it has an effect on that game.
His ankle will definitely be taped up at the beginning of this game.
For sure. Moving on, we got the Falcons coach, Dan Quinn. He has no interest in giving up the play calling.
He should, he won't.
But he doesn't. Still wants to be calling the plays, which is surprising that the Falcons aren't making a change there. And lastly, the incident between Baker and Richard Sherman about the handshake in the beginning of the game before the coin toss. He really did. They slapped hands. Video evidence of it. Sherman added, though, that he said he was sorry, and that's his bad for causing that. And he deserved that. Baker Mayfield deserves an apology, and he said he was going to call him this week and apologize.
There you go, Sherman.
Yeah.
Try to lie, and then you back it up a little bit. I like it.
Yeah, there you go. So that's going to wrap it up for our podcast this week. We thank you all for listening, tuning in. We thank you guys all for the support.
Tune in on Wednesday.
Tune in on Wednesday. Remember, podcast every Wednesday. It's Saturday. Go subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. And we just thank you guys.
And we'll see you guys on Wednesday with our Week 7.
Week 7.
Midweek, Week 7.
Midweek, Week 7.
With
Thursday night.
Yep. Thursday night with some fantasy football stuff.
Yep.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Have a good rest of your day.